touch your slow. Stop it, down like a no. We may never know the seeds of sorrow we sow when the hopes and dreams we ignore. From the core of my being, full of I'm appealing. Remember, we're brothers. In the game of life, because strong man will best survive. If and when we could realize, yes, we're one love. What I mean is the short, the tall, the black and the white, the well-educated and not so bright. Yeah. One love, one love. Hey, I reach out to the man without a limb. With issues of self-esteem, he's battling within. Forced to despair, sometimes he's soft. Why? Cause though he is qualified, he never gets the job. And we may never know how it feels to be stuck below and desperate at taste when as a row. You're no bruises to your ego, no. We may never know the torture each undergoes to cushion emotional blows. To you who are listening, all of them appealing, consider your neighbor. In the game of life, because some man will best survive. If and when we could realize, yes, the one love. What I mean is the sense, the deeds, the old and the deeds, Jamaican version and Guyanese, yeah.
You're watching CBC TV 8 in beautiful Barbados.
Suggestions of a link between cell phones and domestic violence. Several roads in for repairs. And in sports, more adjustments to this year's BSAC.
Credible, balanced, committed. This is the CBC Evening News.
Very good evening. I'm Lisa Broom with the CBC Evening News. In our top story tonight, there is a suggestion that cell phones are responsible for most of the domestic violence cases in Barbados. Attorney General and Home Affairs Minister Adriel Brathwaite says there's evidence to support this. He says his information indicates that what's on these cell phones is a major factor in many of these disputes. Speaking to a Men's Education and Support Association forum on domestic violence, he said closer attention must be paid to this trend. The Attorney General says, as far as he's aware, one death resulting from domestic violence last year was over a cell phone.
Many of us are attached to our cell phones. We put everything and anything onto them, etc. And our partners do not respect the fact that it's personal and private space. And that's been a cause of several of, from what I am told, several of the disturbances that we have in these relationships.
The AG, however, reports there's been a general decline in cases of domestic violence. He attributes the success to heightened awareness on the issue and the effort to stamp out the behavior. Mr. Brathwaite says his ministry has been working to iron out deficiencies in the relevant legislation.
The legislation, until the amendment, did not address the fact that you can have a domestic violence situation within a visiting relationship, even though the man may get up and go to his substantive home, that in fact that that you need to protect the female in that relationship. And of course, we took particular interest in ensuring that children are protected and the definition of domestic violence was also widened to look at things like economic withdrawal. In other words, it's not just a case of physical violence.
Several major roads across the island are in for repairs. These include roads in Bridgetown, St. Joseph and St. Andrew. Finance Minister Chris Sinclair has signed a $25 million loan agreement with the Inter-American Development Bank for a road rehabilitation and improving connectivity of road infrastructure program. According to Minister Sinclair, it will be implemented over a 5-year period and executed by the Ministry of Transport and Works. He sees the rehabilitation work as timely. Now, under Component 1 of the program, 31 kilometers of road network will be improved.
A civil works component for US $21.5 million. And this would include, of course, rehabilitation, an improvement of approximately 31 kilometers of key segments of the primary road network in Barbados, including drainage, construction of sidewalks, rehabilitation of associated bridges and culverts, as well as the implementation of various safety features.
Mr. Sinclair says $2 million will be spent on institutional strengthening under Component 2 of the project.
We will finance the strengthening of the sector's governance through capacity building in some of the following areas. 1, transport planning, asset management systems, including computerized tools to support the allocation of resources to priority investments. Maintenance, financing, developing methodologies for better coverage with the lower levels of financing, and a study of the mechanism to identify a sustained fund for maintenance.
IDB Country Representative Carlos de la Hoz says the road project is part of the bank's new country strategy focused on growth.
As you know, is focused on growth. So we feel that by enhancing road infrastructure and its connectivity, we are definitely supporting a path to growth.
Government has been told to suspend the tipping fee. This from the Barbados Private Sector Association. At a press conference, the association announced that the threats of Zika and illegal dumping are severely impacting the island's wellness and a nationwide cleanup must be organized. President Alex McDonald says during the period of cleanup activities, government should relax the reins on the controversial fee to promote increased participation.
Let's put it in the dump where it belongs, and let's not have a tipping fee for it. After that, the notion of a tipping fee being charged and so on, we can entertain, and that is really for the waste haulers and truckers and the Ministry of the Environment to negotiate. Our view is that the social cost of a tipping fee may not achieve the economic gain that is being gained by it. We don't know, but we're just saying that maybe for that month we can mobilize and we can all, in the spirit of national growth and togetherness, organize for that to be done.
The BPSA says its investigations are showing a high number of Zika cases among workers. Mr. McDonald says this is feeding into already low levels of productivity in Barbados from non-communicable diseases. He says when coupled with sky-high records of sick days, the island doesn't even meet international productivity standards.
Our absenteeism rates are twice as much as those in the OECS. And in the Latin American region and wider Caribbean region, we are 4 times as likely to be absent from work than they are. Now, if we recognize that our immediate area of competition are those neighbors to our south, north, east, and west, then you can realize that we are doing ourselves a great disservice.
Health Minister John Boyce strongly believes Barbados has what it takes to eradicate the Aedes aegypti mosquito, which carries the Zika virus. He gave this assessment during a vector control seminar at Warren's office complex yesterday. It's a collaborative effort between the Environmental Health Department, the Barbados Tourism Product Authority, and the Barbados Hotel and Tourism Association to train hotel workers and others in the field. Mr. Boyce says the Health Ministry will have a sustained vector eradication plan even after the ongoing 3-month arboviral disease eradication program is complete. He says this approach is necessary to eliminate the threat posed by mosquitoes.
We now believe that we can eradicate the mosquito, and that is the plan. We want to be able to tell the world that we have eradicated the Aedes aegypti mosquito. That doesn't mean that we won't see one single mosquito in Barbados. That's not what eradicate means in this sense. What we mean is that the threat will be so reduced that no one would expect to be contract any of the diseases that are borne by this Aedes aegypti mosquito. So we're going to pay much stronger attention, and with your partnership, we're going to make sure that we implement a very effective, continuous and sustained program in Barbados to make sure that we get control of this threat entirely.
Dr. Kerry Hall, CEO of the Barbados Tourism Product Authority, says the tourism sector will be resilient even with the looming threat of the Zika virus. She, however, remains concerned about its potential to derail the good gains made in the industry.
For the last couple of months, the industry has gone through some challenges. You're even wondering, is this like the 7 plagues of the Bible, where every day is something else? It was chikungunya first, and we overcame that. Then after that, it was the sargassum seaweed. Then we overcame that. And just when we were having the highest numbers since the recession started in 2008, where there are a lot of tourists on the island, and we finally breathed a sigh of relief for the industry, up comes Mr. Zika.
Overcrowding at the Accident and Emergency Department of the Queen Elizabeth Hospital can be addressed if cases not classified as urgent are seen at other health facilities. Dr. Shani Williams, who heads that department, says about 20 to 25% of cases fit into that category.
15% of those actually have no diagnostics at all. So they come, they see the doctor, and they're discharged. Those persons can be seen anywhere in the healthcare system. And armed with the information that 40% of persons have out-of-pocket expenses, if we do assess the capacity on island, and we do try to improve access to those persons on a 24-hour basis, we think that we can divert some of the overcrowding situations from the emergency department to other facilities that are available on the island.
Dr. Williams says elderly care also contributes to the issue of overcrowding in the A&D.
Almost every day we have an elderly person who actually lives in our department, sometimes as long as 4 months before they can be placed in the community. Again, it really reflects on our society because for one reason or another, persons have found the misfortune to be left in the emergency department, which is an expensive place to house a person for nursing care services.
The Barbados Association of Medical Practitioners is against any co-fee for healthcare services. President Dr. Carlos Chase made his organization's position known during a town hall meeting on healthcare financing. He wants to see a new approach taken in the operations of the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, the island's polyclinics, and the Barbados Drug Service. Dr. Chase also proposed the establishment of a health, education, and security fund.
$100 is data source from everybody, paid into the security fund, managed by the NS. So this is separate and apart from government. Okay, it's not going to consolidate fund. If you estimate 100,000 people employed, $10 million per month, $120 million per year, and this is a fixed sum we can generate. So we don't have to if and but. We know we can get $120 million per year fixed based on that alone. Our ministry and NS is used only for health, so we're not going to depend to pay when we short on something else or doing other things.
And former CEO of the hospital, Winston Cullimore, says those who want to take the health sector forward must be visionary and tackle problems before they emerge.
Before they get on an even worse state, which we are much harder to address. So what you're actually doing here is right. The consultation and so on, that's right. You'll see that in the UK, the health service, that's a statutory thing that you have to do. You cannot make any major change in the health service unless you do a statutory consultation.
We're back after the break with more news. Stay with us.
Attention! No sticks, no stones can break my bones when I'm drinking.
When we use our passion to create something special, we cherish the experience that brings the result. It isn't always smooth sailing, but that's the beauty of it. Because through experience and the help of knowledgeable partners, we learn and grow together. And we dream bolder dreams for the future. Confident that your passion and our expertise will bring an ever bright tomorrow. ICBL, always there when you need us most.
A lot of people think that fast bikes are cool, and the girls, sure, like the guys who ride them. But like so many things about life, you've got to be careful. Having sex without a condom is like riding a bike without a helmet. It's just plain dumb. It's okay to have fun as long as you're smart about it. My name is Daniel, the Lion Fortress, and I'm different, and I'm making a difference.
Live up, love, protect, respect. Say hello to Shanta. Shanta is an entertainer, but she also loves to be entertained, which is why she has Flow TV brought to her through Flow's 100% fiber to the home network. It's great for busy Shanta because she can control the time she watches her favorite shows, play back from the start in case she missed it, or even record with cloud video recording. And with her Flow services bundle, enjoys much more for much less. Visit any Flow retail outlet, call 1-800-804-2994, or visit discoverflow.co to find out more. One-of-a-kind connection. This is how we flow.
One local bank is standing by its anti-fraud system, which it says will protect customers from such acts. Chief Executive Officer of First Citizens Group, Karen Darbezi, says their system is strong. It includes contacting customers when any unusual activity is recorded.
First Citizens was one of the first banks in Barbados to introduce SMS texting, so that the way that works is when you are a customer of First Citizens, you identify a particular threshold. Let's say that threshold may be $3,000, and if a transaction takes place on your account that's more than $3,000, immediately it takes place, you get a text on your phone so that you can see what it